to you.
Okay, good evening and welcome to the Village of Mamaroneck Accounts Payable Minor Items Meeting. I need a motion to open this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Trustee Young will not be with us tonight. He is down taking care of a loved one who has a medical issue. So with that being said, the first item on the agenda is the audit of the bills. And tonight's grand total is $2,575,095.50. Does anybody have any questions or concerns?
One slight one, and I'm trying to find the page, on my sheet, it says, it's page 46 of 47. And it's just snow removal. I was just trying to figure out. And what line is type, the time of being something for snow removal.
I'm sorry, say it again?
So it's the distribution report, page 46 and 47. And it is check number.
Yeah, line number 5142.
Where am I? Yeah, 5142, and it was for 349, and I was just wondering what.
I meant it's for salt.
Is that salt or is that snow removal?
Now, does anybody know the answer to that off the top of the head?
We can wait.
It's on page 23 in the regular audit.
All right, thank you. I'm just looking at on.
Man, how are you?
Mayor, it's parts for plows.
Parts for plows, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.
You're welcome.
Okay, then I'm fine.
I need a motion.
Wait, I had just a couple questions about legal bills. One was that in the Abrams Fensterman bill, like we have money owed from August, no, not from August, from April. Like we've been, so how does this work?
What do you mean money owed from April?
One of the, and I looking at the backup, I asked for the bills today.
Mhm.
And it says that we had money that was owed as far back as April. So I wanted to check to see whether that would have been in a previous audit or whether I'm just reading that wrong. Like it was a carryover. These are the bills, sorry.
Oh, which page is that?
I don't know, because I got so many pages and half of them were blank, so I printed it. I just
No,
printed.
he means page, he means page on the
On
abstract.
the audit, it's in the abstract, it's page 8.
Oh.
To see the bill, it could just be a prior billing or.
Okay, well, I mean, I assume if it was something that from April, it would have been on a previous audit. So,
It should have been. I'll look into it to make sure we don't have anything outstanding usually.
okay, that's way, and I couldn't, there were so many bills, so many blank pages, I just couldn't tell.
Sometimes they list prior bills and.
Okay.
I'll make sure.
Okay.
I'll put a note. So there's
Okay.
nothing outstanding.
And then Gouldenberg is, I guess it's for some.
Gould.
Okay, Gouldenberg, it's there's a bill for some litigation, and it looks like, I know that we had capped what we're paying lawyers for outside indemnification, and this looks like it's a higher amount, so I'm not sure how that worked out. Maybe it was before we changed the law to limit it, but it looked like it was a higher amount, so I just wanted to.
What's the billable per hour?
It looked like it was over $400 an hour.
Yeah, that's under what we changed it to was the village attorney's hourly billing plus 0.5. So it's 1.5 of the village attorney's hourly billing.
Okay.
So that's actually pretty far under. Any other questions?
One last question, and I hope I have the page, and it's just like page 6, the Tompkins Farm Oak. I know that there was a site visit, and I just wanted to know if we got like a good result. I hope the tree is okay. we had Frank. budget-
Jerry, do you know about that?
Yeah, so I'll share it with the board, but he needed to go back and do additional work.
Okay,
But I'll share it as soon as I get it with the board.
thank you.
Thank you.
Any other concerns? Alrighty. I'd like a motion, please.
Someone.
Second. Sally, please call.
Trustees Rawlings.
Yes.
Guys, Reed.
Yes.
Lucas,
Yes.
Mayor Murphy.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda, for which we have young Mr. Pinto here, is extending the beach season. This would extend the beach season all the way to the last weekend of September. Usually the beach is closed after Labor Day. I mean, the beach is still open. Folks can go onto the beach. There's no swimming and there's no lifeguard and there's no attendant at the booth at the beach after Labor Day historically. So this would allow both the spray ground and the beach to be open?
But not, yes, but not every day, just.
Just the weekends.
8 days, select 8 days throughout the month of September, which I provided you with. So we've had a pretty awful summer in terms of water-related, rain-related closures. So far it's about 21%, 20 out of 95 days of the season, which is crazy. At least I've never seen it before. And that doesn't include, inclement weather in terms of drizzle, cloudy days, and forest fire, smog, all sorts of things we've been dealing with this summer. So I was asked by the village manager to explore the possibility, is it even possible to extend a certain amount of days to try to provide, additional service to the community for swimming? So we had to find staff, which we did, and I provided analysis on the potential revenue versus what it would cost the village to pay staff to run the beach, which I provided you all with. We wouldn't be asking for additional appropriation from the board, as we have ample or enough funds in our current, what we budgeted due to the previous closure. So when something's closed, we don't bring staff on because we're closed. So we're not asking for additional.
savings.
Yeah, correct.
Let me ask you something. The resolution has Saturday 23rd, Monday the 25th. Did you mean Sunday the 24th?
So we can't do the last two Sundays in September.
Why?
Because we have an adult volleyball league. That's on Sunday mornings into afternoons. That takes up much of the beach.
So Monday the 25th, school's out?
Young. So school's out, so that's why we chose that. That's the only school
Smart.
out day. And then the other days are the days, Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays that we don't have any conflict with a contracted program or a league.
I guess, I mean, I understand the impetus behind it, but I'm wondering if people really want to go swimming the last weekend of September.
Correct, this is an experiment, we're not sure. I mean, it's all weather dependent. If it's 85 and sunny, you'll get a crowd. If it's 82 and sunny, you'll get a crowd. If it's 73 and sunny, it's not gonna be as crowded.
So if it's not great weather that day, will we still be open? Will we still have the staff there? Or is that just a day that you send the staff home and so that we don't have to pay out?
So I would have to make that decision in advance. I couldn't do it the day of because we have to notify the public and we have to give staff ample time.
No, I
So
understand.
what I would do is look at the weather in advance, and if it's a risk or if it's not gonna be that, we'll cancel for that day and we'll post it to the public. So
Okay,
that way we don't take the risk of keeping something open and paying people that are not needed.
got it.
Well, what is the board feeling? I mean, do you want to go to the whole McGill?
I don't mind.
You don't mind?
Personally, I don't. It's just something additional that we can give to the residents.
Free parking too at the harbor. We're not
Oh,
asking
even
them to pay,
better.
which is nice.
Will that conflict with the free parking? Will that conflict with the sports? I mean, the soccer is going to be back on in September, right?
Yeah, we won't, we can handle ample amount of cars there, so it should be okay.
Okay.
I understand that, I understand that we have money still in our budget, but it's still money we haven't spent. do we have any sense of whether, I mean, if you bought a monthly, if you bought a summer pass, you'll be able to be using it these days, but if you have to pay a daily fee, it may not, are we gonna offset the cost? We're not gonna, the only increased revenue we're gonna get wouldn't be daily parking, it would just be people paying to go to the beach on a daily basis. So it may end up costing, I mean, even though we have money in the budget and you're not asking for another appropriation, it might cost us money to run this program because we have money that we've saved that we will be spending.
Correct. That is a possibility, but like I said, we really have to look at the weather. I projected it out, so what I did was for each day, I took an average of every Friday from Memorial Day on, and that's where I came up with the projection number on the revenue, hoping that if we take the average, some good days, some bad days, so I think that's what I projected is actually kind of on the lower side. But we wouldn't know, but you could also have a really good day and it could pay for the whole thing in one weekend, like the first weekend. It could be really busy, you know, so.
Well, I'm sorry, I know what is the worst case scenario? For this whole,
The
you know,
worst case scenario,
what could be,
in terms of
just in terms-
financially,
financially, yes.
less than $9,000 if we had every day and we brought in $0.
That it will cost us $9,000.
Less than that.
Less than $9,000.
$8,700.
That is not gonna be any more than outside of the, it wouldn't cost the board or it wouldn't cost the public anything. It wouldn't come out of any of the
It wouldn't come out of fund balance.
it wouldn't come out of fund balance, it would just be within the parks.
But to Nora's point, it wouldn't go back into fund balance.
Correct, we are through payroll 7, this is was the most recent payroll. We have 20,000 and change remaining. So that's gonna cover the 8 days left in the regular season plus.
If it rains Thursday night, an inch of rain, we'd have to be closed Friday and Saturday.
But the
Correct,
spray
Mayor,
guns would go.
But the risk to us would be
No,
0.
I'm sorry.
That was just a setup for the question. So if that happens, do we send some staff home? We know, right, we know it's an inch of rain, so we know 2 days are gonna be closed. So do we send the beach lifeguards home?
Correct, yeah, if we're unable to swim, we wouldn't have the beach lifeguards, we would put out no swimming signs and do what we do in a normal off season, which is
The
you're
spray
happy to
ground.
sit and walk on the beach, but the spray ground won't be on and you cannot swim in the water.
The spray ground will be on or not?
If we're closed, it will not be on. If we're open for swimming. it will be.
But that's my question, that's my question. That gets to my question. If it's a rain out, if it's a rain out now, right, do we close the spray ground?
But that's because we're in season.
I got you. But we're extending the season. So don't the same rules apply?
But what Lonnie is saying is, can we monitor the weather and cancel everything if we know it's gonna be inclement? So that's what we can do. You know what I'm saying? So let's monitor it post-season, because we're not in season anymore. Let's monitor the weather, and if it's really crummy, let's just cancel everything, post it to the public. And move on. We know no one's gonna come to the beach if it's raining, so why would we pay staff to be there? It's post-season. So that was my thinking.
Okay, I got you. I just want to, for the public, if it rains more than half an inch, on a day in a 24-hour period, the following day, the beach is closed. Regardless of testing, it is prophylactically, the Department of Health closes our beach, because the Mamaroneck River, the Sheldrake River, Guyon Creek, all of these water bodies that enter into our harbor are receptacles for stormwater runoff. So we're basically taking everything off the street, goes into those rivers, and it takes 24 hours after half an inch of rain to clear that out. An inch of rain, it takes 48 hours. Is that just for folks who are watching at home?
That's correct. So the preemptive beach closure, without getting a testing number, we get that inch though, they're testing, so we'll know. So sometimes it could be 3 days, depending on how the results come back, but.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think that, I mean, it has been a crummy summer and Labor Day is arbitrary. And I think that, maybe we want to factor in keeping, it's hard. I mean, most of the beaches around here close Labor Day because they just don't have staff. I mean, that's the reality. I think doing it the first weekend after Labor Day is worth a try because it's been such a washout this summer. And we can sort of test it and evaluate it. I think going all the way through September, may just be, well,
You're
yeah.
saying
and I-
start earlier and earlier.
Well, no, not so early, just start where it's the first week. I think it's safe to even do the second week. But if you're saying that the last week that it maybe become too costly, then
I
can we gauge it?
I would go to the 16th of September. Because I really do believe that in a lot of families too, kids are playing soccer, kids are back in sports, kids are back in their weekend activities. You're not thinking about the beach. You might think about it that first week, but as you get back into the school calendar, the idea of going to the beach becomes less and less. So I would, is everybody okay with trying those 2 weeks? I'm leaving off the last week?
Yeah,
Trying, you saying trying the 2 weeks and then maybe seeing about the third
No,
week, or
just-
just letting go of the third week completely?
Just let go to their week.
And if the first week's a bust, don't do the second week. Give
No,
you
I
extra
think
time.
we gotta let people know if they're working or not. So,
I think we should do the 2 weeks, and then if it doesn't work, because if something happens next year, it's the same thing, we can test it out, but we at least need 2 weeks to see if it will
I
go.
agree,
Mhm.
agree. So I think the consensus of the board is to go to the 16th, but let's hear what our friend Mr. Tippett has to say.
Glenn Tippett, 506 Hill Street. The backup had absolutely no projections about revenues and expenses. But I just know the spray park, every time you have it on, is gonna cost you approximately $300 a day. Right there, and my question is, who are we paying the staff? Because normally, like we have people that get paid $12 an hour. For some of the jobs, the lifeguards get more. What staff are we paying? Are we paying our regular staff? Are they getting time and a half for the hours they're working? Do we still have part-time staff that we're doing it? Because that makes a huge difference in what the cost of running the beach is. Normally the beach would probably cost you.
Let's let Jason answer your question.
Part-time staff.
Part-time stuff.
Like here, yes, I'm certified as a lifeguard. Two other full-time staff members that are certified lifeguards. Village doesn't pay us to sit in the chair. They can't afford to pay us to sit in the chair. So we wouldn't do this if we didn't have our part-time.
Those kids were still around.
High
Yeah,
school
but
kids.
for the lifeguards, are we paying the lifeguards, or is it just part of the normal hours that they're putting in?
Of course we're
We're paying them their hourly rate. Their part-time hourly rate.
Okay.
Hey, you all right, buddy?
22nd, they'll put me back together again.
God bless you.
You won't be at the beach that day.
I won't be able to do that.
Okay, so I'd like to amend this, taking out Friday, the 22nd, Saturday, the 23rd, and Monday, the 25th. So that this would open the beach Friday, September 8th, September 9th, September 10th, September 15th, and September 16th. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Sally, please.
Trustees Rawlings.
Yes.
Guys, Reed,
Yes.
Lucas.
Yeah.
Mayor Murphy.
Aye. All right. That finishes tonight's program. Like a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh.
Thank you all very much. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend. And we'll see you back here on September 12th, not the 11th.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
You should. Rest me. That's a good practice.